The research station hung in deep space like a glass marble, suspended against the infinite darkness. Junho Park leaned against the observation window, his breath creating a small fog patch. Outside, distant stars winked silently. Hyun Kim approached, her crystalline body shifting between soft blues and pale greens. She wasn't human, not even close. Her species looked like living, breathing, stained glass, capable of changing colors based on emotional states. "So you're telling me these tiny machines can actually repair human body damage?" she asked, her translation device converting her musical resonance into crisp English. Junho smiled. He'd been waiting for this moment. Humans had been exploring space for decades, but genuine cross-species medical exchanges were rare. Most alien encounters ended in diplomatic awkwardness or complete communication failure. "Not just repair," he explained, rolling up his sleeve. "Regenerate, enhance, transform." The nanites were microscopic marvels, smaller than blood cells, more complex than entire computer systems. They represented humanity's pinnacle of biological engineering. Each nanite was programmed with incredible precision, capable of identifying cellular damage and reconstructing tissue faster than any organic healing process. Hyun's crystalline form flickered with intense curiosity. Her species understood biological repair through quantum resonance and energy transfer. Mechanical intervention was completely alien to her understanding. "How small are these machines?" she asked, leaning closer. Junho pulled up a holographic display. Magnified images showed intricate nanite structures, miniature robots smaller than a human hair, swimming through simulated bloodstreams. Each nanite looked like a geometric puzzle, perfectly designed to interact with human cellular structures. The research station hummed with quiet anticipation. Years of careful diplomatic negotiations had led to this moment, a potential breakthrough in interstellar medical technology. Hyun's researchers watched from nearby terminals, their crystalline bodies creating a prismatic display of colors. Some shifted curious blues, others vibrated with skeptical yellows. First contact scenarios were always unpredictable, but medical technology exchanges held unprecedented potential. "Want to see a demonstration?" Junho asked. Her response was immediate. "Absolutely." He selected a small surgical laser, precise, controlled. With calculated movements, he created a shallow cut on his forearm. Most humans would wince. Most aliens would look away. Hyun watched, transfixed. The nanites emerged like a microscopic army. Barely visible to the naked eye, they swarmed the wound. Within seconds, they began reconstructing damaged tissue. Blood vessels reconnected, skin cells regenerated. What would take weeks of natural healing happened in mere moments. "Impossible," Hyun whispered. But it was happening right in front of her. The nanites didn't just heal. They analyzed, repaired, and optimized. They could detect potential genetic weaknesses, eliminate early-stage cellular mutations, and strengthen the body's natural defense mechanisms. Junho understood this was more than a medical demonstration. This was humanity showing its potential, its ability to engineer solutions that transformed fundamental biological limitations. Hyun's crystalline form pulsed with an intense emerald green, a color her species associated with profound revelation and respect. "We need to understand everything about these machines," she said. Junho knew this moment would change everything, not just for medical science, but for humanity's place in the galactic community. They weren't just explorers anymore. They were innovators. The research station continued its silent orbit, a testament to human curiosity and technological ambition. The research station's communication hub buzzed with electric tension. Junho and Hyun sat across from each other, surrounded by holographic displays showing intricate biological diagrams and technological schematics. Cultural differences weren't just about language or appearance. They were about fundamental understanding. Hyun's species experienced healing through complex energy resonances. Imagine healing like playing a perfect musical instrument, where every cellular vibration could be tuned and adjusted. Humans, by contrast, used mechanical intervention, tiny robots swimming through biological systems, repairing and rebuilding. Your machines are so invasive, Heon commented, her crystalline body flickering with confused purple hues. Junho chuckled. Invasive? They're precise, calculated. They know exactly what to fix. The research team watched carefully. These conversations weren't just scientific exchanges, they were delicate diplomatic negotiations. One misunderstood word could collapse. Months of careful communication. Heyoon's researchers began comparing human nanite technology with their quantum healing techniques. Where humans saw mechanical solutions, the crystalline being saw energy manipulation. Two completely different approaches to the same fundamental problem: biological repair. In our culture, Heyeon explained, healing is a symphonic process. We don't introduce external mechanisms. We harmonize internal energy patterns. Junho found her explanation fascinating. Humans had always been problem solvers. They saw challenges as opportunities to engineer solutions. Mechanical intervention was their natural approach. Build a tool, fix the problem, move forward. The station's communication logs would later reveal how this conversation became a pivotal moment in interstellar medical understanding. Junior researchers started mapping the differences. Human nanites could rapidly repair tissue damage, eliminate potential infections, detect early-stage cellular mutations, enhance natural healing processes, crystalline healing processes, could realign cellular energy patterns, remove quantum-level disruptions, harmonize biological frequencies, restore natural healing rhythms. Two completely different philosophies. Two unique approaches to understanding biological restoration. Junho realized they weren't just discussing medical technology. They were exploring fundamentally different ways of perceiving biological existence. Your machines feel aggressive, Heyoon said, her voice carrying a mix of fascination and slight concern. They're precise, Junho repeated. Think of them like microscopic surgeons. They don't destroy, they rebuild. The research station continued its silent orbit, a neutral ground where these extraordinary conversations could happen. Humanity had always been about pushing boundaries, understanding the unknown, finding solutions where others saw impossible challenges. Heyoon's researchers documented every moment, every subtle color change in her crystalline form, every nuanced explanation from the human team. Something remarkable was emerging. Not just a medical exchange, but a profound dialogue about biological understanding. The universe suddenly felt smaller and infinitely more complex. Junho watched Heyoon's shifting colors, understanding that this conversation was about more than technology. It was about perspective, about seeing the world and healing in entirely new ways. Her crystalline form pulsed with curiosity. His human eyes sparkled with scientific excitement. Two species, one shared goal: understanding. The research station continued its silent journey through the endless darkness of space, carrying with it the promise of something extraordinary. The demonstration room felt electric with anticipation. Sterile white, walls reflected soft blue lighting, creating an almost ethereal atmosphere. Junho knew this moment would define weeks of careful negotiations. Precision surgical lasers gleamed on a nearby tray. Each instrument represented years of human technological evolution, tools designed not just to cut, but to understand and interact with biological systems. Heyeon watched, her crystalline body shifting between curious blues and pale greens. Her research team surrounded the observation area, their translucent forms creating a prismatic display of excitement and scientific skepticism. "Are you certain about this?" she asked, a hint of concern in her resonant voice. Junho rolled up his sleeve. His arm looked ordinary, smooth skin, slight muscle definition, but today it would become a canvas for demonstrating humanity's most advanced medical technology. The laser moved with calculated precision. A single, shallow cut emerged, less than 2 centimeters long. Bright red blood emerged, catching the blue-white laboratory lights. Most species would flinch. Most biological systems would trigger immediate inflammation and healing responses. But human nanites were different. They emerged like an invisible army. Microscopic machines smaller than blood cells programmed with incredible complexity. Each nanite carried more computational power than entire computer systems from just decades ago. Heyun leaned closer, her crystalline form vibrating with intense curiosity. The nanites swarmed the wound. They didn't just repair, they analyzed, reconstructed, optimized. Blood vessels reconnected with mathematical precision. Skin cells began regenerating faster than any natural healing process. "Impossible," she whispered. Within seconds, the wound disappeared. No scar, no inflammation, just smooth, perfectly restored skin. The research team gasped. Even the most experienced xenobiologists found it difficult to comprehend what they were witnessing. Junho smiled. This was humanity's true magic, not brute force, but intelligent design. Engineering solutions that transformed fundamental biological limitations. Each nanite is programmed with specific instructions, he explained. They can detect cellular damage, eliminate potential infections, and even identify genetic weaknesses before they become problems. Hyun's researchers began furiously documenting everything. Color displays tracked her emotional responses, shifting from deep blue confusion to emerald green fascination. "Your machines are alive?" she asked. "Not alive," Junho corrected. "Intelligent, designed, precise." The demonstration represented more than a medical breakthrough. It was a statement about human potential, our ability to look at complex biological challenges and create elegant, sophisticated solutions. Outside the research station, distant stars continued their ancient dance. Humanity had moved from being earthbound observers to galactic innovators. One small wound, countless possibilities. The nanites disappeared, leaving behind perfectly restored skin. A silent testament to human ingenuity. Heyun's crystalline form pulsed with an intensity that spoke volumes. This wasn't just a medical demonstration. This was a glimpse into humanity's extraordinary potential. "We need to understand everything," she said softly. Junho knew this moment would change everything. Not just for medical science, but for humanity's understanding of its own capabilities. The research station continued its silent orbit, a beacon of scientific curiosity, suspended against the infinite darkness of space. The research facility buzzed with unprecedented energy. Screens flickered, with complex algorithms, holographic displays dancing with intricate biological schematics. Junho watched as human and crystalline researchers worked side by side, their collaborative spirit breaking down centuries of interstellar communication barriers. Heyun's research team had become obsessed with human nanite technology. What seemed routine to humans was revolutionary to her species. They dissected every aspect of the microscopic machines, analyzing their complex programming and biological interactions. "Your nanites don't just repair," one of Heyun's lead researchers explained. "They predict and prevent." Junho nodded. Humanity's greatest strength had always been problem-solving. Where other species saw limitations, humans saw opportunities for innovation. The technological exchange went beyond simple medical research. It represented a fundamental shift in how intelligent species could collaborate. Human engineers brought mechanical precision. Crystalline researchers brought quantum understanding. Together, they were creating something entirely new. Prototype nanite systems began emerging from their joint research. These weren't just human machines anymore. They were hybrid technologies that combined the best of both species' understanding. Initial tests were mind-blowing. The new nanites could detect cellular mutations with 99.9% accuracy, repair genetic damage across multiple biological systems, adapt to different species' cellular structures, predict potential health risks. Decades in advance funding poured in from multiple star systems. Research stations expanded, diplomatic connections strengthened. What had started as a simple medical demonstration was transforming into a galactic technological revolution. Junho understood this was more than scientific collaboration. This was humanity proving its worth in the larger cosmic community. "We're not just exploring space," he told Heon one evening. "We're finding ways to connect." Her crystalline form pulsed with a warm golden light, a color representing deep respect and understanding. The research facility became a melting pot of ideas. Young scientists from different planets worked together, sharing meals, exchanging cultural insights. Technological barriers collapsed. Human curiosity met alien precision. Government representatives watched carefully. This wasn't just a scientific breakthrough, it was a diplomatic masterpiece. Junho remembered Earth's early space exploration days. Humanity had started as a species confined to a single planet, limited by biological and technological constraints. Now they were designing microscopic machines that could heal entire biological systems across different species. "Imagine the possibilities," Heon whispered, her translucent form reflecting the complex holographic displays. Imagine indeed. The nanite research represented humanity's greatest potential, not conquest, not destruction, but understanding, connection, solving complex problems through intelligent design. Weeks turned into months, months into years. The collaborative research continued, each breakthrough more exciting than the last. Young researchers began calling it the Junho-Heon Protocol, a testament to how a simple misunderstanding could lead to extraordinary scientific advancement. Outside the research station, stars continued their ancient dance. Humanity had moved from being planetary observers to galactic innovators, one microscopic machine at a time. The universe watched and waited. Something extraordinary was happening. 5 years had passed since that first curious conversation about
nanite technology. The research station that once felt like a distant outpost now pulsed with the energy of a galactic crossroads. Junho walked through corridors lined with holographic displays, his footsteps echoing against the station's metallic
floors. Young researchers from multiple star systems worked side by side, a living testament to the collaborative spirit that had emerged from their initial breakthrough. Heun's crystalline form still shifted with the same curiosity that had first captured everyone's attention. But now she was more than just a researcher. She was a legend in xenotechnological circles. Their nanite technology had transformed medical practices across 3 star systems. What had begun as a misunderstanding about being inside each other had literally rewritten the rules of interstellar medical science. Remote colonies celebrated the breakthrough. Planets once struggling with complex genetic diseases now had hope. A terminally ill child on a distant mining world could now receive treatment that would have been impossible just a few years earlier. "We didn't just create a medical technology," Junho told a group of young researchers. "We created a bridge between species." The numbers were staggering. 7% reduction in genetic disease progression, 5% improvement in cross-species medical treatments, potential life extension capabilities for multiple biological systems, unprecedented, understanding of cellular regeneration. Government representatives from multiple star systems now sought their expertise. What had started as a simple research project had become a diplomatic and scientific marvel. Heon's research team had discovered something profound. Humanity's approach to problem solving, mechanical, precise, relentlessly innovative, complemented their own quantum understanding perfectly. "Humans see challenges as puzzles to be solved," she would often explain. "Not as obstacles, but as opportunities." The research station had become more than a scientific facility. It was a symbol of what intelligent species could achieve when they set aside differences and focused on collective progress. Young researchers from Earth, the Crystalline Confederation, and dozens of other planetary systems shared meals, exchanged stories, and continued pushing the boundaries of scientific understanding. Junho watched a group of researchers reviewing the latest nanite prototypes. A human scientist stood next to a crystalline researcher, their hands moving in synchronized excitement as they discussed complex molecular interactions. This was humanity's true strength. Not military might, not technological superiority, but the ability to connect, to understand, to collaborate. The nanite technology represented more than a medical breakthrough. It was a blueprint for interstellar cooperation. "We're writing a new chapter of galactic history," Hyun said, her crystalline form pulsing with a warm golden light. Outside the research station's massive windows, distant stars continued their ancient dance. Humanity had moved from being a single-planet species to galactic innovators, one microscopic machine at a time. The universe watched and smiled. Something extraordinary had happened. What had begun with a simple, awkward misunderstanding about being inside, someone had transformed into a partnership that would change medical science forever. Junho looked at Hyun. She looked back. No words were necessary. They had done something remarkable. They had brought species together. They had given hope to millions. They had proven that curiosity, respect, and collaboration could overcome any barrier. The research station continued, its silent journey through space, a beacon of hope, a testament to human potential.